And good morning, and welcome to Hump Day. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. We'll guide you for the next 30 minutes or so of the top headlines in our area and across the state of Mississippi and a little bit from Alabama. As always, if you run into something, let us know. We say a good morning here. Let's see. Tyler Smith is up. Robin Sullivan. Barbara Smith. I see you. Charlotte Gray, Philadelphia. Gregory Lee is up, as well as Denise Fulton. Good morning from Bassick City there. Over in Edge, Alabama there, Donald Johnson. Glad to see y'all stirring. One thing that you need to keep in mind if you are south of Meridian anywhere, you need to get your fog goggles on. It's thick. We'll talk about what the National Weather Service has to tell us here in a moment. But first, let's pull up Meridian Honda radar and we'll look at this. Look how thick this is. The gold is bad, the red is worse, and this is ever creeping toward Lauderdale County as well. As you get into, let's go ahead and show some locations here where it's going to start pretty bad there where you can see this. Anywhere here beginning around Enterprise, you'll start to get thick after you get right past Dunn's Fall. The further south you go and you get toward Pachuta, boy, that's thick. As you come across and you get ready to travel there on 18, by the time you get here at Harmony Baptist Church, very thick in between there and downtown Quitman. So be careful this morning. Shibuda, you can probably barely see your hand in front of your face. That thick on down towards Waynesboro, down to Jones Junior College, all the way down here through Hattiesburg and Wiggins. Easing in on Saraland there as you're going into Mobile. So those areas keep in mind this morning as you're planning your way. But it is coming here. Jasper County's got it. Newton, y'all expect it here in the next little bit as well. I think it's a little thicker than the National Weather Service originally was going to put out on all this. So we'll dig deeper into the forecast in a moment. And also, we'll talk about severe weather moving in on Thursday in the forecast. We got a little bit of that. Dress appropriate today. Sometimes that word is hard to say and appropriate. Try to say that fast. I'll get tongue-tied. But we're expecting the heat index to reach 97. Now, a lot of people say indices. I just say heat index. It's a lot easier for me to say that. But about 97 today. The temp will be about 93, so warm. Slight chance of an afternoon shower, about 10% after 5 o'clock. So sunshine for the majority of the day and foggy this morning through at least 9 o'clock. We'll do the breakdown here in a moment. Well, how are you? We've all made it to midweek. It's Wednesday. The weekend right around the corner. A shorter week for a lot of folks with Memorial Day falling and everybody, not everybody, but a large portion of people having that day off. A lot of car chases overnight. One ended in a wreck. We'll talk about that in a second. We're waiting for all the details from the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department this morning. Had a little accident last night. I'm pretty sure somebody went to jail over that. We'll tell you who, what, and where here in just a moment as we begin this day. All right, let's look around and see a few things this morning of what we've got and where we are. Let's begin with what is good for kids. And I say this with all sincerity. A lot of us, and you don't know until you go into someone's home. Is there a lot to eat? Is there enough? Sometimes kids don't get enough. The Lauderdale County Area School District is trying to help with that as I pull this up to show you. We go to Sam Media. I spoke with them, Andrea, yesterday, and this is going to be going on. Starts June 6th and will run through June 30th. And what does it do? Anyone that is 18 years and younger can come by and get a breakfast and also a lunch. Breakfast is served at 7:45 to 8:45, and then lunch is served from 10:45 until 12:45. This will be at Northeast Elementary Cafeteria. Now, that is located there on Newell Road. Can't miss it. Anybody in the county, anywhereabouts, they will not turn anybody down that fits those ages. I've even got a video that you can click here and watch on all of this. And it is a good thing for kids to have a nutritious meal. That'll be going on through the month of June, again, at Northeast Elementary School. So if you're in the area and you need something to eat, take those kids by. Again, that's going to be June 6th when that starts. Our first story, let's talk about a chase yesterday to where a Lauderdale County deputy backed off once speeds got to an era of it could be dangerous for others. The pursuit ended. Let's pull this up and take a look here what happened yesterday. North Hill Street. This will be similar to what happened overnight. As we pull this up, we go to Sam Media. The Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department is looking for a gentleman named Guy Wilson McRae, and that's a good picture of him there. He was driving a blue Chevrolet truck yesterday afternoon. They pulled him over. He had some outstanding warrants from another county. He was pulled over. As the deputy walked to his window, he gave a false name. As the deputy was trying to run the information, he drove off. He sped off. A chase pursued. They went up North Hill Street. When they got to about State Boulevard, and he took a right, speeds were going too fast, and the deputy decided that it was just not worth pursuing and getting someone hurt. We do know his name. They got all of this information. He has warrants in DeSoto County, Mississippi, Lee County, Mississippi, and now he has felony fleeing in Lauderdale County. Now, again, he is driving a blue 2010 Chevrolet truck, Silverado. It has a disabled tag on the back. If you see that, contact the Sheriff's Department, or you can call Crime Stoppers at 855-485-8477. Again, his name there is Guy Wilson McRae. Get you a good look at that if you happen to know where he is, know him personally. They'd like to know where he is, where we can get that free ride downtown. I think you'll get a free meal out of that also. Well, it'll cost the taxpayers. But can't have that. Just shame, shame, shame. How many of those have we seen lately? This happened with the Mississippi Highway Patrol twice, to where in the last week they've had to bail out from chases because speeds just got dangerous in places that it didn't need to happen. Highway 19 over toward North Hill Street the other day also. This one. And let's just go ahead and pull this up and talk about this one, because last night we did have a wreck. I'm, again, waiting to hear from Ward Calhoun as to what all happened on that. Let me pull up this picture of where this is so you can get a good bird's eye view of what went on. I've got it, I promise. I'm getting there as quick as I can. And here this is. Let me pull that up where you can see it. This is a car chase that happened, started out on 19 and was going toward North Hill Street. They were actually on North Hill Street, but when you get to State Boulevard Extension, just 100 yards or so shy of the intersection of there where the Dixie gas station used to be, right here was the wreck. It was a rollover. I don't have much details other than that he was running from the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. He lost control of his own vehicle. Thankfully, no one was around. What a great driver that happened. 5700 of North Hill Street. We'll get details on that here in just a little while from Ward as to why he was running, what did he do. Generally, we see that when people run from the law, they got something in the car, they got some warrants. Well, they just don't want to answer for them at the present time. We'll get more information on that, as that is a breaking story this morning of what happened last night, 11 o'clock-ish, in between 10 and midnight, somewhere along in there. I got several texts about that last night. Yesterday, and you never know what provokes people, this is a serious matter. We will get more information, hopefully today, of names to be released. I don't have a name, but I know what happened. As we pull this up, let's go back to Sam Media. I don't know if you've read this story or not, but you should. A man was rushed to an area hospital. He was hit in the face with a pipe. What we know now, and as always, as an investigation goes on, the details can change just a little bit. But one person has been arrested on aggravated assault charge. Now, I put here at the bottom, I looked it up, because you hear it often. You go, well, what exactly does aggravated assault means? Under Mississippi law, that means a person commits an aggravated assault if he attempts to cause serious bodily injury to another person, intentionally or recklessly causes serious bodily injury to another while acting with extreme indifference to human life. So basically, that is saying meanness, isn't it? Just mean. From what I understand, witnesses are saying at the scene of this, a man was standing there and the other gentleman walked up with a steel pipe and struck him in the face for no reason. There was no argument. I understand the two men may have known each other, but there was no arguments, no talk, no nothing. He was struck in the face. What I understand, it was a pretty serious strike. He's not, I don't know how to word that, he's in a lot of pain. Let me say that. Serious medical condition, possibly. We don't know much more than that of what was seen at the scene of witnesses seeing him injured, but it was bad. We all know that if you think of this, you know how you open up a cabinet door and the corner of it hits your face, how bad that hurts. Imagine this being intentionally done to you. We hope to find out more today. The Meridian Police Department will release some some more information on it. But keep this guy in your thoughts, that whatever the case is, he didn't deserve that. We don't know what could have caused that man to do that. Bad, just awful that something could continue like that. It was not a random act like you see in New York. He knew him for some reason. That's all we know. And we hope he recovers quickly. It's just not good. I'll leave it at that. Yesterday also, I got several reports of, hey, what's going on North Frontage Road in Meridian? As of late yesterday, and I should have got out and taken a picture of that also, but the bicycle was still laying there. If you're traveling just past New South Forward where Subway is, a person was struck on a bicycle by a car. Wasn't serious. The gentleman was able to walk away. It was no serious injury, but still someone was hit by a bicycle. And I say that to keep in mind, there's a lot more people are riding bicycles right now due to the fact of the high cost of fuel. And it had plenty of Meridian Police Department on scene with this. And as you look at this, here that is, bicycle, as I said, still laying out here underneath the bridge yesterday afternoon. A serious thing there. Watch this. Bicycles, I wasn't there. I don't know whether he darted out or what happened, but you're going to see a lot more people on bicycles over the next few months and into the summer as these gas prices stream. A lot of times they don't watch what they're doing. It's a busy road to have a bicycle on it. We all know that. So keep that in mind as you're traveling there. Good morning, James Sullivan. Glad to see you there from Carthage, Mississippi. Always great to go to Carthage. Remember being over there a lot there many years ago. Let's see here. The Republican Party, they're having a runoff June 7th. We got this from Donna Jill. Make sure that you go vote June 7th. Now, if you're voting Democrat, you don't have to. There's not. You will be on the general election in November. But we've got 3 running. Michael Cassidy, Thomas Griffin, and Michael Guest. All of that, again, will be coming up June 7th. Get out and vote for that. I ran into Cassidy at the memorial service the other day. Downtown Meridian. We'll see what happens with that, but that is coming up. Clark County, a car fire. Have you seen this? We go to Clark County Hot Topics. Major total loss there for the car there as you look at this. Volunteer fire department was on the scene, and that's what's left of it. So no one was hurt, thank goodness. Those things do happen from time to time. Whew. Valley, Maloney, how are you today? Glad to see you there also. Terry pointed out, don't need to text and drive. Pay attention. And with this being said, a lot of kids are going to be at home to where they normally were in school during your drive times. They forget to look. Just no other way. If you're in a residential area, make absolutely sure you drive a little bit slower than you normally do. Well, today is the day. Maybe you've got some medical issues, as they have proven. People with different types of diseases, this does help. Parkinson's, I believe this helps with. As we look at the first day that you can apply for a medical marijuana card in the state of Mississippi, you can apply from now, starting today. If you want to take part of that and have it all legal, that's how you go about that. Get in touch with your physician. You can apply for that. It's a 30-day approval time. So if you're needing it quick, make sure you're one of the first there to get signed up to get that. We've got the numbers now, what happened over the holiday weekend for the Mississippi Highway Patrol. Well, it looks like they wrote over 15,000 tickets. That's a bunch. That's up from last year. A lot more tickets were written. 375 DUIs over the course of the holiday weekend. That's a bunch of them. They only had 160 last year. And you go, well, why? Well, there's more people out this year. If you remember, we were in the middle of a pandemic, and not near as many people were out stirring as it is this year. But again, 375 DUIs. They had 125 wrecks, and we are up 1 in deaths over the weekend. 4 people died on Mississippi highways over the weekend. It's sad, but those do happen there. Again, that's up from 1. We had 3 last year during that same time period. Hey, Rich Holloway, Porterville, Mississippi. Go through there a lot. Porterville. Yesterday, we had a plane crash in the state of Mississippi. A Hernando man has passed away. He's been identified as 62-year-old Malcolm King, where his single-engine plane crashed somewhere around 8:30 to 9 a.m. yesterday morning. No word yet as to what caused the crash. They're investigating this, but loss of life due to a plane crash there in the state of Mississippi. A convicted killer yesterday, as the state of Mississippi, as we look at a lot of the news that are happening here, was denied new attorneys. And he is convicted. Back in 2017, he murdered 8 people on Memorial Day. The Mississippi State Supreme Court unanimously denied him new counsel. His name is Willie Corey Goldbolt. Goldbolt is how you pronounce that. Sad that somebody wants to hurt other people. We see it every day, don't we? Locally, nationally. Makes you wonder where morals in America have gone. Leads right on up to 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, doesn't it? We'll talk about that in a second. This weekend, if you're going to be on the coast, it's beautiful as they will celebrate at Beauvoir. Jefferson Davis's home, his 214th birthday. That will be going on if you're on the coast there. They'll have open house for folks to come by and take a look. Pontotoc, it's North Mississippi. We know where all that is. They've got problems there with an elected official. As we look here, Gary Dan Knight, he's a member of the County Board of Supervisors. He was pulled over, Sunday morning around 2 a.m. by the Mississippi Highway Patrol. What was he doing? Well, let's say he was speeding, careless driving, couldn't come up with his driver's license. He was drinking, and forgot this one, possession of meth. Boy, that's not going to look good at the next board meeting, is it? Pontotoc is where all of that is, as WCBI investigating that one. Whew, boy. Yesterday, over the weekend, they have found a body in Jackson, Mississippi. I know you're not shocked. We hear of this every day. This was a little bit different as we look at the news stories. Someone's body was found in an abandoned motel, one of those that went out. Shot multiple times in the chest. I don't think we'd have to be rocket science to figure out it was a bad situation that went down there. They're investigating that. When we get more information, we'll pass that along. Don't go writing, maybe you remember Johnny Cash's song, You Don't Go Writing Hot Checks Down in Mississippi. That happened to a lady. Actually, she stole it. She took someone else's checkbook, went into a store, tried to cash a check, forged their name. The clerk refused it. She stole a bunch of items. She made it about a half a block before police closed in on that and took her downtown. Whew. Marquis Martin, 30 years old. I don't see how you think you could get away with doing things like this. Or maybe you're not in a state of mind when you break the law a lot of times. Maybe that's the answer. I'm not sure. Criminal activity. Also, we got any hunters out there watching this morning? There's a lot of people that really enjoy this. Starting today through the 8th of the month, you can apply for a license for alligator hunting. State of Mississippi. They're going to be handing out, I think it's about 1,100 tags, 1,000 to 1,100 tags. Yeah, it's 1,100. So if you like that, alligator, we had a record breaker last year. I don't like hunting anything that could eat me. I'm just going to say that. I watched Shoot 'em. Not the sport for me, but a lot of people love that. Sad news is we go to Natchez, Mississippi this morning across the byways and back alleys as we find out that they have found a second trimester fetus in the sewer system there. Police are investigating. Again, that's at the wastewater plant in Natchez, Mississippi. Police are investigating. As details on that come about, we'll pass that along to you. The police chief in Texas that is responsible for all the 19 children were murdered has stopped cooperating with officials. He's not talking anymore. Sounds like he's getting ready to lawyer up. He was sworn in on the city council yesterday, despite America calling him a coward. We'll see what happens. Does he have an explanation? If you look at all of that, they stood there, didn't they? Sad, sad, sad. Clean up on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. 2 of these that we're looking at this morning. What am I talking about? Biden, if you saw the headlines yesterday, he made it very clear. He wanted to ban all sales of guns. Handguns. Specifically, he named 9mm. The White House scrambling now to say that Biden does not support a ban on all handgun sales. He does not, is what they say now. Also, they're cleaning up where in a speech he said that he was appointed to the Naval Academy in 1965. As y'all probably already know, he was not appointed to the Naval Academy at all. Kind of makes it up as he goes along. And yes, this man talks to other countries. Kind of scary, isn't it? You can't make this stuff up. Looks like the Department of Justice, who runs it, I don't know, I'd have to get into the political side of this, but they are asking that masks be reinstated on airplanes. They've filed a petition with the courts. The way the headline reads, it was a Trump-appointed judge, that took the face coverings down, which I feel like they should have. That's the news this morning of what they're wanting to do there. Los Angeles, California, one vote. A guy felt like that there was some cheating that happened in the council race in Los Angeles. Well, guess what? It took him a year. He proved it. He wins by 2 votes. The other guy's been in office for a year. He's going to have to step down. Never give up on the right thing is the moral to that story. That's a quick look at headlines across America this morning of what's shaping our nation. As I said, we'll have some more information coming up from the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department on the wreck that occurred last night. All right, stay close. We're going to get into the weather next and let you know when the severe weather is happening and all of that good stuff. That's on the way next year as we begin your Wednesday morning. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing along these great savings. Fresh blueberries, $3.39 for a pint. Georgia peaches, $1.99 a pound. Fresh strawberries, only $3.39. Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Certified Angus beef chuck roast, $3.79 a pound. And certified Angus beef top sirloin steak family pack, $5.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Got just about any kind of seasoning you can think of if you haven't visited the Back Porch before. Great place there. Well, let's head back over to Meridian Honda radar as we pull it up this morning. We're still getting fog, and it is growing increasingly toward the Meridian area, already in Newton County as we see this morning. Just south there, Highway 15, creeping in right there on Hickory. We'll watch that very closely here in the next little bit. And leave early, whatever you do today. All right, let's get into severe weather of what is expected. Let's just take a look at today, and then we'll look at tomorrow as we got forecasted severe weather tomorrow. This is for today as we back out and look at this nationwide. We've got serious weather that's going to happen from Wichita all the way to Arkansas, Little Rock area and there, Dayton, Ohio, all the way up to Syracuse and Albany and these areas there. And you see we've already got a lot of storm activity this morning up in that corner there on the eastern coastline. But these are areas today. Now let's look at tomorrow as we look at this severe weather as it rolls into our area day 2. Let me turn this off. Lauderdale County barely getting in this line. This is going to go from Lufkin, Texas, all the way across Mississippi, taking in the northern part through Knoxville, all the way up to where the more serious weather will be up in Atlantic City and Delaware. But as we go back down, what's happening locally? I know that's what's on your mind right now as we look at this. All of Newton County will be a level 1. Portions of northwestern Jasper County. Clark County at this point, you're not in it. But don't forget, we're talking Mother Nature. Everything north of I-20 will be included in this. Kemper all the way up here to Mississippi State through Louisville. As we move in on this line tomorrow, and again, this is an imaginary line. Just because it's set right here doesn't mean that severe weather can't happen, and why not? This is what we're looking at this point of severe weather, level 1, beginning tomorrow. We've got this stretching across here, Lost Gap area, right at the airport, coming across just north of the Children's Museum. This would put it right at the bridge, right there at the 22nd Avenue Bridge, where they've taken away the red light. Yeah, that's not there anymore, is it? Out to 39 and then northward on into Kemper County. But we'll watch that. That's what's going on with the severe weather as we go toward tomorrow. Level 1, again, this will ease into Alabama as well. We'll look at the National Weather Service chart here in just a second to let you know how that is. 68 right now. Let's get deeper into the forecast now.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we go back for our record highs, our record lows, 1998 kind of matched, didn't it? A record high of 98 degrees on this date. We go back for our record low in 84, it was 42 degrees. Cold, wasn't it? It was. As we move forward today, it looks like sunshine in 93. Again, keep in mind that there's a chance, a thin, slight chance of a shower late this afternoon after 5. Not much of it, about 10% chance there as we look at this across Mississippi. Our heat indexes will be 5 degrees or so more than this, 4 to 5. 93 is projected for the high. We look at this all the way across 90 in Brookhaven. Natchez, 91. On the Alabama side, 92 it looks to be in Demopolis, and it'll hold that way steady up through Livingston, all the way through Boyd, Alabama, if you're going up Highway 17 and down to Troy at about 91. As we look at this is the fog where they were predicting it to be worse. Now, we already see on radar it has reached here. This will last until about 9 a.m. this morning. Use caution, low head beams, turn that. It's going to be, in a lot of these cases, what we're seeing on here, about a quarter-mile visibility, if you can see that far. Keep in mind, leave early. It's very dangerous. As we look at the risk of tomorrow, this is what the National Weather Service tells us. It will kick off from lunchtime until noon, till 9 p.m. tomorrow night. Noon to 9 is that window there. Chance of severe storms, it'll be isolated, small areas there. Damaging wind gusts and a hail up to a quarter size. Now, this is the Mississippi side. As you'll see here, originally this was further. They do include Clark County, and it may come back. This line moves back and forth. We'll watch it, but if you live anywhere here, keep it in mind. As we look across to Alabama, through Demopolis, all the way up through Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, these areas are included in this. You know, they have that damaging wind up to 60 miles an hour forecasted for Alabama tomorrow. As we look at the heat wave, it's here, isn't it? Above average in Texas, and of course that's going to come to Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama across that coastline. Hot days ahead. Y'all be ready as we prepare. What is our temperature today? 92 for the high. We got a slight chance of rain again after 5 o'clock. Now, the rain chances increase tomorrow as we pull this up to a 40% chance of rain tomorrow. It's coming in as we look at this. We've also got the temperatures on Friday reaching about 87. A little bit cooler there for a little while. And again today, keep in mind, although it's 92, 93, that heat index around 97. As we head toward the weekend, 0% chance of rain on Saturday. It's going to be great for the state games coming in. A lot of that kicks off this weekend. Opening ceremonies on Friday night. Sunday, slight, 10% chance, 91 for a high. And then we see it all the way through Tuesday, about 93 there. Let's go to another week as we go to June 15th. 95 Wednesday the 8th. Boy, that's going to be warm. And we hover right at that 90-degree mark all the way through the 15th. That's a lot of that. So heat wave is here. Make sure your AC is working. You are going to need it if you have not used it yet. I like to use mine all day. It's working fine. All right, let's look at the National Hurricane Center. Today is the official first day of hurricane season. And yes, we do have on the map, as we pulled this up this morning, 2 disturbances. This is not much to it. We'll look at this. This is what is left over of Agatha as we move forward. As Agatha, they're giving her a 70% chance of hitting the southern portion of Florida. This will be toward the weekend, maybe Saturday. We'll follow it. Only a 10% chance on this disturbance. It will go away from land. It's not going anywhere near it. But today is the official first day, and we got something popping up on the map already. As we look at the best times to fish today, we go to Chet's Paint and Body, and Chet tells us 8 o'clock this morning is a minor time to go out, but your second major time will be this afternoon, 3 to 5. If you slip away from work, what a great time to do. Your wind will be calm, becoming east-southeast around 5 in the afternoon. That's those fishing forecasts there, brought to you by our friend Chet. Go by and see Chet. He'll take care of you there. Big thank you. We're going to be back in just about an hour from now. Sammy said, Percy will be joining us at 8 o'clock this morning with Scotty Ray and Candace. He'll be here to talk. It'll be fun. We'll see what he has to say this morning. We'll learn a little bit about insurance and politics. He knows a thing or two about that. He's been there before. He'll be joining us this morning live at 8. Make sure to come back and join us for all the events and things that happen in Meridian. We'll tell you always here. Thank you. We'll see you back in 1 hour from now as we'll go live again with Scotty Ray and Candace here from the Scotty Ray Report. Thank y'all for dropping by.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: